Hey, I thought I'd show you how I taper all my masts and spars, I guess. So this is a spar that I already made. Not sure how you can see on the camera, but it's 2 millimeters on this side and about 3 on that side. So I removed about a millimeter. Did it in the following way. I have my trusty drill here. I put this thing in it. Like this. Put the spar in it, and this is an easy one because only one side of the spar needs to be tapered. So I have a bit of sounding paper, it's grit 60, and I just put it across like that, and then I activate the drill. And of course I sand the top a little bit more than over here, so we get this tapering effect. It's a pretty easy way to do it. I can do 2 of these in an hour. I have to say that removing 1 millimeter is not so much, so it's pretty easily done. But I'll show you another technique that I use later on. But first, let's take the next difficult step. So as said, this is easy because only one part has to be tapered, but another spar I have needs to be tapered on 2 sides. So the procedure is a bit different for me, at least. Right, well, be careful it doesn't get damaged, because if you grip it in the drill, the wood gets a little bit damaged, so you have to be careful. So here's another 3 millimeter batten. It's so the final spar is only part of this. So I think looking at the drawing now, about 20 centimeters, and this is probably 30. So I'm going to do the same thing. Insert it in here. So it's stuck. I gripped it pretty well right now because I'm not going to use this part anyway. I'm going to cut it off somewhere over here later on, I think. But the procedure is the same. So I take a bit of sanding paper, put it along the top, and I start sanding it. So at some point, this bit is going to be not 2 millimeters, it has to be 2 millimeters again, and I have to sand the other side. So then what I do is take it out, and then I cut it to length, but then I have, if it has to be 20 centimeters and I cut it at 20 centimeters, then I've got to grip this small 2 millimeter top in my drill bit, and it works, but it gets a little bit damaged. So I have to ensure that I have some extra length here that I can grip my drill on, and later on I will cut it off. So in that case, this is a bit longer, turn it around, put it in my drill again, and then I start sanding the other end until it's the right diameter. And when I'm finished, cut off the piece, the front of this, and we're done. But it's a pretty easy procedure. It does help if your drill is a lithium battery. Before this, I think I had a nickel cadmium battery. Those don't really recharge all the way. I'm not an expert, but I completely ruined 2 of my batteries in there. So be careful what kind of battery you have. So, but that's the smaller one, and it works because this is 3 millimeter and I have to go to 1 millimeter. That's not so much, it's easy. But some of the spars on the Victory are bigger, like this. I think this is 5 millimeter, but I've used the same process I will describe now for 10, 8 or 6 millimeters. The thing is, if I start sanding it in the same way with sanding paper, and I have to take I think the 6mm has to go down to 4mm. That's a lot. It will take ages. So I take a little shortcut. So what I do is I put it in the drill bit again, like that. So it's spinning again. And then let's see, I have to make some space. What part of my desk is visible here? No, yeah, it is visible. So I let it rest on the table, like that, so it can spin. And then I take my, don't know what this thing is called, it's a sanding machine, it goes super fast. And then I start taking off the rough bits of it, just it gets down to almost 4mm at the right places. And so when that is done, I do the rest in the other way, so with the sandpaper again. It works pretty well. In this case, I also need to taper two sides of the spar, so I turn it around again and put this end of it into the drill machine. So this procedure works really well. It would be better if I had a lathe. That's on the wish list. I also have to learn how to use it, but in the meantime this works really fast. I can just do this in just an hour or 2 hours, and then it looks good. But in the past I always used the sanding paper method. Took a long time to do all the masts. My model of the Amerigo Vespucci 4 masts with I think 4 layers, so 4 spars on each mast. That was a big job. So this is much easier to do it this way. There are 2 things to keep in mind. First, when you use the sanding machine on this piece of wood, it will become uneven. So you move more from one side of the stick than from the other side. So you have to leave sufficient room to correct it with the sanding paper, if you can. It's okay. I mean, it isn't too visible if you screw it up. So that. Also, what you have to keep in mind that if you spin it, so if you spin this wood in the drill machine, there's friction on the part where you grip it. So if the batten is thin and it starts wobbling around, or you put a lot of pressure on the tip of this, you will weaken the wood in the end that's in here, and it will break. It's happened to me a few times in the past. So just take it slow and be careful that I don't put too much pressure on this. But yeah, that's how I taper masts. So good luck, and if you have a better method or an easier one, let me know, because the less time it takes me, the better, of course. So always looking for creative new solutions. Thanks.